Hello, very warm good evening to all of you. Today, we are going to study direct and indirect speech. So, let's start. Direct and indirect speech, in which we used to tell the words of the speaker in two forms, in two ways. First one is in the similar, okay, the way the speaker has said. Similarly, we will use the same words along with the inverted comma. Okay. And in indirect speech, we will manipulate the words. Its pronouns will be changed as per the requirement, its tenses will be changed as per the requirement, and everything. Okay. So let's see what are the differences. First one is direct speech, second one is indirect speech. What I mentioned, another name, direct speech can be called as quoted speech, whereas indirect speech can be called as reported speech. Okay. Why it is quoted? Because it is always in the inverted comma. And the way the speaker said, as we all know that the words of the speaker, if it is just similar, it is ditto the same, then in that condition, it will be in quotation. Okay. And that's why it is this direct speech is called as quoted speech. And the next one is indirect. This is called as reported because we are reporting somebody's words in our words, right? So that's why it is reported speech. Okay. Now look at the example. He said, I'm happy. Okay. Now we got that if the word is, the dialogue of the speaker is mentioned, then it will be always in inverted comma. So you could see this sentence can be broken into two parts. Okay, this part and this. So this part will be called as reporting verb, and this particular, which is in the inverted comma, that will be called as reported speech, right? Which is in the mark of the quotation which is under the quotation, that will be reported speech. So always keep it in mind, reporting verb, reported speech. This difference should be very clear. Okay, because once you have to study the further rules on the basis of this reporting verb and reported speech, you need to memorize, you need to learn that if the reporting verb is in the past tense, then you need to do the changes, lots of changes in your indirect speech, in your reported speech. Okay, what are the changes required? If your reported speech is in simple present, then that will be changed into simple past. If it is in present continuous, then it will change into past continuous. If it is present perfect, then it will change into past perfect. If it is in present perfect continuous, then that will change into past perfect continuous. If it is in simple past, then that will be also changed into past perfect. And if it is past continuous, then that will be changed into past perfect continuous, right? But if it is in uh, past perfect and past perfect, then there would be no change. There would be no change in past perfect and past perfect continuous, and the complete future tense is not required. It cannot be. It is not possible to change the direct to indirect, right? Automatically you could understand that the future cannot be shifted in the past, right? Whatever the message you were telling, that will be in that form if future is there, right? If in the reporting verb future is there, then that will be changed into will change into would, right? Though in reporting verb there would be no change, right? But if in your reported speech will is used, then will be changed into would, and shall will be changed into should. Can will be changed into could, may will be changed into might. If must is there, must will be must. Either it can be must or it can be had to, right? So that way you need to prepare the complete chart to memorize this thing. So you need to understand if your reporting verb is in the past tense, then these many changes are required to change into indirect speech. So I thought that we will be studying in the next class. I'm just telling you today that if your your reporting verb is in the present tense, then it will there is not required any tense change in your indirect speech. If it is in future tense, reporting verb is in future tense, then also there would be no change in the tense form, right? So look at the example. Ria says Om writes a poem. Ria says that Om writes a poem. One more very important thing that you need to remove. Once you are changing into direct to indirect speech, then you need to remove the inverted commas, okay, quotation marks. So for that, you need to put that, okay, but it is not mandatory to put everywhere, put that. Because one more example I took, he asked, are you ready? He asked if I was ready. Okay. So why I put this one example? So that you could understand to remove the inverted comma, it is not always required. It is depend on the type of the sentence. So one thing you need to be very clear that if you want to study about direct and indirect speech, then your concept of the tenses should be very clear. And as far as your tenses, your sentences should be clear, right? Your type of the sentences, declarative sentence, interrogative sentence, and an imperative sentence, exclamatory sentence, all these should be very clear. Okay, on that basis, you could change the direct into indirect speech. Because one example I gave you, that example of indirect interrogative is given, that he asked, "Are you ready?" The question mark is there, but once it will change into indirect speech, then that question mark will be removed. Okay, he asked if I was ready. Like that, it will be changed, right? Because asked was there, so it is the past tense. Reporting verb is in the past tense, so that's why your present are will be changed into was. Okay, in indirect speech. So likewise, if your reporting verb is in the present tense, then your tenses will not change. Tenses will be as like that. Okay. So Ria says, for removing inverted comma, that is there. Ria says that Om writes a poem. Okay. So writes a poem was here also simple present, and simple present is continue with the simple as a simple present in indirect speech also, right? Next example is he will say to me. Okay. He will say to me means your reporting verb is in future tense. So your if your reporting verb is in present tense or it is in future tense, then there will be no change in your reported speech. Okay, the tenses will be the same in reported speech, right? So for example, he will tell me. So say to will be changed. One more thing you need to remember, that if said to is there, then it will change into told. If it is says is there, then says will be says only. If say to is there, then it will change into tell. If it is says to is there, then it will be changed into tells. Okay. So this thing also you need to keep in your mind. Okay. So if you're reporting verb, say to is there, so say to will be changed into tell. Okay. So he will tell me that Kavi is his friend. Okay. So Kavi is my friend instead of my will be changed into third person. So Kavi is my instead of my friend, Kavi is his friend. Okay. So this way you need to prepare, and I planned that in a different short videos I will cover up this topic because it is time taken. Simultaneously I will tell you about the sentences also and cover up your tenses also. Okay, so you have to keep patience and study in a just short clips. Okay, you need to gather all the information together. Okay, so have patience, study as today for today, study and mug up this much only. Okay, so this is for today. Thank you. Keep watching, keep learning, stay motivated, and thank you for all your love and support, all your views, all the subscription. I'm so glad and lots of feeling very grateful for all this. So thank you. Good night once again.